Okay, let's see, sentencing on Kevin Ross.
Judge, we need a little clarification from the court. We're kind of both semi-confused on, I think the court originally rejected 5. And so we went back to a cap of 8. Is that what you reflect also? Or then open on the MTRPs?
I mean, I don't have anything other than the new PSI in front of me. So was there already a PSI done? When I rejected something or?
No, it was just an original plea for time without a PSI.
And I was supposed to say, if it's a capital, why would we have an updated PSI if it was in grade 8?
Oh, no, I think that's a mistake.
I think it's a-
That's, I have a question about that. I said, why a PSI if it was agreed? Is it a cap?
Right.
And so I would,
Just our confusion.
we can look back. Can you pull up, Kevin Ross's please papers or send them to me so I can see,
You want us to sit back and
no, but do it real quick. Cause number 25 DCCR 1310. We can just double check what you guys signed. No, it's a cap of 8. That was just a,
Thank you.
okay. And yeah, actually go ahead and, I just want to make sure it's a cap of 8 on all 3. I don't know why it wouldn't be. Okay. All right. So it was a cap of 8 on 3. So sir, you are Kevin Ross.
Yes, ma'am.
And Mr. Ross was previously in court, entered a plea of guilty in a new offense in cause number 25 DCCR 1310 to evading arrest or detention with the use of a vehicle. And then in cause numbers 24 DCCR 1198 and 1199, there were motions to revoke probation. And he entered pleas of true. Let me go figure out which. Pull that up real quick. Looks like he pled true to counts 1, 2, 6, and 7, which is the new evading arrest or detention. Well, there's, okay, so evading arrest or detention with the use of a vehicle, and then also the evading arrest, the misdemeanor, from June 13th. He pled true to both of those. Pled not true to a possession of a marijuana case, not true to possessing marijuana, not true to never becoming intoxicated, regarding a drug patch positive for cocaine, and then pled true to 6, which was that he was out past curfew at 1:39 a.m. on June 13th, and also that he's behind in his court assessed fees. And those were all the same in those motion to revoke cases. 1, he's on probation for evading arrest or detention with the use of a vehicle. And these were 4-year deferred probations from December 18th of 2024. And the second one was deadly weapon in a penal institution. So all 3 of these are 3rd-degree felonies. We've got 2 motion to revokes, 1 new case, cap of 8 years on all of them. I have received the pre-sentence report update. Has everyone had an opportunity to review that report?
Francis,
Yes, Judge.
Any additions or corrections to the report?
comments,
Okay. And then I also have received several a packet from Mr. Burbank with several letters from family members, it looks like, and friends, and in support of Mr. Ross. Ms. Malfino, have you had an opportunity to review those?
Yes, Judge.
And then it looks like there's the last jail incident report that I have is from February 17th. If you'll check, please, Ms. Warner, that there haven't been any since February 17th. And okay, Mr. Burbank, while she's checking that, you may proceed with argument.
At this time, I'd like to call the probation officer real short, couple questions.
Sure. Good morning, Ms. Carthen. No.
Ms. Malvern.
I'm sorry. Would you please raise your right hand? That's who did the PSI. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give in this hearing will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Thank you. Go ahead.
Police court, for the record, could you state your name, please?
Lenny Malvern.
Speak
Yeah,
up,
ma'am.
please, ma'am.
Lenny Malvern.
Thank you.
And you're the probation officer for Mr. Ross?
Yeah.
How long have you been his probation officer?
Not long at all. I think I've got, I'd only been seeing him 2 months since the admin unit.
Okay, and so 2 months from today, back?
Yes.
Okay. And have you gone out to see him or talked to him?
Yes.
And when you went out to talk to him, what were your impressions of him? I know he was in jail. Was he respectful?
Yes. He was respectful.
Okay. And you know that the court now has to decide whether or not to send him to TDC or to continue him on probation. Right? You understand too that he was on probation for evading with a motor vehicle, and approximately 6 months, 5 months later, he's arrested for the same offense. Did you have a chance to take a look at the probation report? Right. Yeah. And what I want to get to real quickly is that the person who did this report, that wasn't you, right? Or was it?
The report?
Yes.
The hearing?
No, the report, PSI report.
No, sir.
Okay. It says here that he exhibits strengths, but he also has some concerns. Is that how you view it also?
Yes, sir.
And can you explain a little bit about what his strengths are that you've seen very briefly?
So dealing with probation, he's pretty mild mannered than me. He acts respectful, but in the real world, I feel like he has some issues.
Okay, and what issues would that be?
Anger. And I feel like he's confused. Like most of the time when we're in probation, he calls his mom, and I don't feel like he can really understand the gravity of probation.
Do you take that because of his age, or do you think that he's just defiant?
I don't think it's age, or it could be a mix of both. But
Okay, how about did he have any learning disabilities that you remember that could also affect his judgment?
I think he's on disabilities.
Okay, and what would he be on disability for, from your understanding?
I think it was a lack of disabilities.
Knowing all that, could that be one of the causes for the way he's acting?
Yes, it could play a part.
Was he ever given the opportunity to go into any of the probation programs that could be possible to address these issues?
They're doing things happening too quick.
And in order to allow him to see if you can't straighten him out. But he was reporting
Yes.
and doing all the other things, but the new offense happened too quick before
You can really work probation.
anything at all. Are there programs out there or in-house or outpatient programs that could be available to them?
Not that I can recall right now.
There's nothing that they can do like a ISF or some type of program to say, hey, let me try to straighten you out, give you some skills, give you some opportunities one last time.
Maybe ISF or like cognitive.
I mean, in-house, it has to be something like that. So you're right.
Yes.
I have nothing further to do.
Thank you.
Just a couple questions.
Sure.
Ms. Malbrough, as Mr. Ronson's probation officer, whether you were in direct supervision of him or taking over the file from another officer, have you had an opportunity to review the entirety of his file? And do you know?
I need you to speak. Yes, please.
And do you know that when the new offense occurred, and which he has pled true to on June 13th of 2025, was he wearing a drug patch at the time?
Yes, ma'am.
And based on your review of those records, do you find that the drug patch at that time on that date showed that it tested positive for cocaine?
Yes.
And would that have also been an additional violation of his probation?
Yes, ma'am.
And is that also an issue that was trying to be addressed both with the drug patch and with the underlying original probation?
Yes.
Do you also know or happen to know that the officer involved in the courtroom recall from the new evading has now been relocated to Dallas, but the court will recall the video that you have reviewed previously? Have you had an opportunity to briefly review those offense materials? And you know that to be a very egregious high-speed evading through all parts of Jefferson County?
Yes, ma'am.
And would it be your recommendation to continue Mr. Ross on any kind of probation at this time, or he can be revoked by the court?
At this-
Yeah.
Any other questions of this witness?
This witness, Judge,
Any other witnesses?
just Mr. Ross.
Mr. Ross, raise your right hand the best you can. Do you swear affirm the testimony you're going to give in this hearing will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, ma'am.
Go ahead.
Please, the court, just for the record, state your name.
Kevin Ross.
And Kevin, state, the court needs to now decide what to do with you, right?
Yes,
Simple
sir.
terms. Send you to the penitentiary or possibly give you a second chance. What would you like this court to consider?
Give him a second chance.
Okay, well, what do you base that on?
Like ISF.
No, okay, but what do you base that on? What good do you have to say that I possibly will succeed?
Got a job. When I get out, I got a job. 3 jobs lined up for when I get out.
You have a place to stay.
Got a house.
You have 2 parents that are very disappointed in you, but they're still supportive, correct?
Yes, sir.
One of them actually works for a prison system, don't they? Mom,
Yes, sir.
she knows what happens in there.
Yes, sir.
And has she ever indicated to you that you're not penitentiary material? That
Yes, sir.
is that it's not a good place for you.
Yes, sir.
Well, tell me why, once this court gave you a second chance, that you decided that you wanted to go and get in a car and try to evade a DPS officer.
You can say it again.
Why did you make that decision after this court gave you a second chance to get behind the wheel of a car and try to, I guess, get away from a DPS officer? Why didn't you stop?
No, it was like I was I was the wrong place, wrong time, and I was.
Did you really think you could?
How were you, hold
Oh,
on.
sorry.
Huh?
Think about your answers very carefully. What does being at the wrong place at the wrong time have to do with this insane chase that you went on? Insane. I mean, 127 miles an hour crazy. What does that have to do with being at the
I
wrong
was with
place?
the wrong crowd at the wrong time. Like,
So the people in your car were the wrong crowd?
yeah, like I was just hanging with the wrong people.
And that's what made you run from the
When I
car?
stopped, they just were like, nah.
Okay.
It was just intense. Like I stopped for them and they looked at me and was like, nah, don't, it just,
Because y'all were doing stuff you shouldn't have been doing in the car. Right?
no, man.
No?
I was coming from the house going to get something to eat.
Okay. Go ahead.
Are you asking this court to consider giving you a second chance at putting in you some type of program?
Yes, sir.
Is there anything else you'd like to tell the court?
Like how she brought up the write-ups. I just was,
I'm gonna address that. Let's bring up the write-ups. You have 15 pages of write-ups. Why? Oh, there's another one. It's just on the,
One's yours, one's Ashley's.
like the last few write-ups, like it was just defending myself.
The last write-up you got is because you were urinating on something outside at the jail.
said you were urinating by a door by the rec yard on Hughside.
When this was,
Then walked
March
down the
10th.
sidewalk, observed you, in fact.
It's today. That's today.
What's today?
they must have got the wrong person.
So this morning at 6:40 this morning,
Yeah, they got the wrong person. I came out of the dome at 7:00, 7:02 on the dot. They woke me up late. She must have got whoever wrote it got the wrong person.
well, I'm gonna check on that. Go ahead though.
I just have comment in reference to the write-ups, Judge. I have no further questions of Ms. Ross.
All right, any questions? The
No.
witness? All right, go ahead.
Reference to the write-ups, Judge, I understand that there's a problem in jail. And I know the court is well aware of what's been going on there like this and talking abusively to the jailers, gambling, fighting. But I just like to, I know the court realizes that when you put 30 or 40 people that are accused of crimes, they're not the best people probably in the world, and you put them all in a dorm and ask them just to sit there and not do anything, there's going to be problems. There's gambling, just like people gamble at their house, people do other things. I know that they're told not to. I know it's against the rules. Being disrespectful should not happen. I'm not here to tell you that. Fighting, I think that's probably a cause of everybody on top of each other, everybody living together in dorms. And it's just a fact of wherever you go, families fight between themselves. They fight. Now, is it right? No. He's in custody. He has to now come in front of this court and say, please give me probation, when you have to consider jail time and his actions in jail. And I know the court is well aware that it's a difficult situation for people, especially the type of people that are incarcerated, to all get along and be friendly and sing songs together. I'm not trying to be funny, Judge. So I would ask that you take that in consideration once the incident reports. Calling the jailers names, being disrespectful. There is no need for that. And I would tell you that he is wrong, and he apologized for that when I talked to him, to the officer. But that's my comment on these jail things, Judge.
Ms. Malfino?
Judge, I don't really feel the need to tell the court anything that you probably, I know you already know. This wasn't his second chance. This is his third chance. Now he's asking for about a fourth chance. He squandered those opportunities, and then while awaiting your sentence, he cannot behave. I don't think that there's any reason to sentence him to anything less than the 8 years. The court previously rejected a 5-year offer. And I think obviously that was a wise decision, and I'd ask for 8 on all of them.
Judge, there's no excuse for what he did. It could have turned out very bad, doing 100+ miles an hour. Thank God it was at night with not much traffic, because it could have, or he could have lost control of the car. He does have some
He
mental
did.
health.
He crashed.
No, he didn't crash.
Crashed out at 2225 Salisbury.
I saw it
Drive.
parked in front of the house. He actually ran into the house.
And climbed up into the ceiling and had to be brought down at gunpoint.
He didn't crash. He drove home.
Okay. Mr. Ross, so what I'm looking at over here and reminding myself of, just because it's been a little bit, is several things. One, the underlying offense that you were placed on probation for in the first place, the evading arrest or detention with
Yeah.
use of a vehicle, where you ran from the cops in a car, you did crash, and that's one. I think with another vehicle, but anyway, you had a gun on you. And so then you get probation, and not, what, 5 months later, something like that, you're out while you're on probation at almost 1 o'clock in the morning in a car with 3 other people. One's a juvenile. There's marijuana in the car. There's an AR pistol in the car, and you run starting at 9th Street and 9th Avenue and 41st Street, and end up with DPS, Jefferson County, Port Arthur, Groves, and Nederland all having to be involved in a high-speed chase that you were blacking out, you're turning your lights off. I mean, it's just crazy. You're already on probation for the same thing. And then you do it and you do it really bigger this time with a gun, hanging out with the wrong people. You are the wrong person, right? You can't say that you're hanging around with the wrong people when you keep being a part of that. It's not their fault. You were driving. You were out with them with marijuana and guns doing who knows what. Then you get in our jail and act like an idiot in our jail. And I don't agree with Mr. Burbank that just because you're in jail and it's a difficult situation, that there should be some kudos given because there's a bunch of guys living together and you can't get along. You are getting along. You're gambling. You are getting, I mean, it's just the disrespect, the not following the rules just shows you got your opportunity on probation, chance one. You've already had an unlawful carrying a weapon misdemeanor that you were given 6 months deferred probation for. You've already had a resisting arrest back in 23 that you got a probation for. A possession of a dangerous drug, you got a probation for. That one's pending now, a motion to revoke. So you've been given those opportunities. Then you get an opportunity on a felony, 2 felonies, and now you've got another felony. So
Yeah.
continuing probation, it's not.
Huh?
I can make an announcement.
Can you make a comment?
No, hold on just a second. Okay. So, I've just received verification, of the incident this morning from the supervisor that they're saying that it was in fact Mr. Ross who was written up this morning for the infraction that I already talked about. All right, Mr. Ross. What do you want to say?
About the write-up situation that you just said. The write-up that I get in the jailhouse, it don't be because I gamble. Like they play stuff at the table,
Mhm.
and I'm just at the table watching.
Right. Like
Everybody just get wrote up. We in the day room. It's the day room.
right.
So everybody that's in the day room watching,
Like
get
you
wrote
were,
up.
in the car and you're just around all the bad people. It's always somebody else's.
Then the disrespect. Every write-up they write, they put disrespect step. You only got to say nothing. Like when I try to plead with the write-ups with the gambling, I plead to them. Like, look, it wasn't me gambling. They agree to it, and then they still put it in the system. Once it's in the system, they can't take it out.
So when they put a write-up that you're disrespectful, they don't just put the word
They
disrespectful.
put
They put the specific stuff that was said.
yeah.
Yeah.
So when we got wrote up, I go to the desk, tell them like, look, that wasn't me gambling.
And you said it like that, really respectful, like you're talking to me. That's
Yeah,
how you
I
talk.
said, that wasn't me gambling. They like, nah, we're not trying to hit it. You was in the group watching, so you're getting wrote up with them.
Mm-hmm.
But we in the day room together.
Okay.
The disrespect, the wrote up that you read to me last time when he said I called him a B word.
Mm-hmm.
The lieutenant verified, ran the cameras back, and saw that I didn't tell him that,
Okay.
and dismissed the write up.
Okay. So if you keep getting in trouble for sitting around watching other people gamble, and it doesn't happen just one time, but you keep getting written up for it, at what point do you learn to go sit somewhere else?
When it's the day room, we 50 deep in the day room. We watching TV, getting on the phone.
Not everybody that comes in front of me is getting in trouble for gambling. There's somewhere else to go to not get yourself in trouble when you're looking at going to prison.
Try to sit on my bunk. Fights come.
Okay.
I was
All right. At this
All
time,
right, wait.
Mr. Ross, in cause numbers and excuse me, cause number 25 DCCR 1310, which is the new case. I'm going to find that you entered your plea of guilty freely and voluntarily. Find sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and at this time find you guilty of evading arrest or detention with the use of a vehicle. Going to sentence you to a term of 7 years in the institutional division of the Texas Department of Corrections. You will receive credit on that sentence for any time that you've been in custody that the law gives you the right to receive. In cause number 24 DCCR 1198, find sufficient evidence to find counts
1, 2, 6, and 7, Your Honor. And
Counts 1, 2, 6, and 7. You entered those pleas freely and voluntarily. Find those counts true. Find sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and at this time find you guilty of evading arrest or detention with the use of a vehicle. And sentence you to a term of 7 years in the institutional division of the Texas Department of Corrections. You will receive credit on that sentence for any time that you've been in custody that the law gives you the right to receive. Cause number 24 DCCR 1199. Also find that you entered your pleas of true to counts 1, 2, 6, and 7 freely and voluntarily. Find those counts true. Find sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and at this time find you guilty of possession of a deadly weapon in an institution, penal institution. Sentence you to a term of 7 years in the institutional division of the Texas Department of Corrections. You will receive credit on that sentence for any time that you've been in custody that the law gives you the right to receive. These cases will all run concurrently, which means together at the same time. I've handed you the trial court certifications. This shows that these were agreements I followed, so you've waived your right to appeal. I also handed you a written admonishment regarding your ineligibility to possess a firearm or ammunition. Because of the judgment entered against you, you're ineligible under Texas law to possess a firearm or ammunition. Possession of a firearm or ammunition could lead to charges against you. If you have questions about the laws that make you ineligible to possess a firearm or ammunition, or about how long that lasts, you can talk to Mr. Burbank. Good luck to you, sir. You can go back with the bailiff.
Kevin Ross, a young man with a history of evading police, stood before Judge West for sentencing. He had been given a precious gift, probation for 2 third-degree felonies. Yet within 5 months, he was at it again. At 1:39 a.m., in a car full of people, marijuana, and an AR pistol, he led a fleet of officers on a terrifying high-speed chase, reaching 127 miles per hour, turning off his lights to vanish into the night. The chase ended not with a crash, but with Kevin hiding in a ceiling, dragged out at gunpoint. In court, his lawyer painted a picture of a confused young man. Kevin took the stand and begged for a 4th chance. Wrong place, wrong time, he claimed, blaming his friends for his decision to run. He promised he had 3 jobs lined up. But then, the prosecutor exposed a devastating contradiction. While awaiting sentencing, Kevin had amassed 15 pages of jail write-ups for fighting, gambling, and disrespect. When confronted, Kevin lied to the judge's face, denying a report that he was caught urinating by a door that very morning at 6:40 a.m. Judge West paused, verified the incident with a supervisor, and returned with fire in her voice. She dismantled his excuses. "You are the wrong person." She reminded him that he had been given chances for weapons charges, drug charges, and now this. He squandered every one. She rejected his plea, revoked his probation, and sentenced him to 7 years in the Texas Department of Corrections on all counts. In the end, Kevin Ross learned that a second chance is only valuable if you do not spend it running away.